Well, it's another Humdrum Monday, and that means it's time for another Star Wars Armies of Star Wars Black Series shelf display. And today we're looking at the Praetorian Guards. Now, say what you will about the film. I absolutely hated the film, and I hated the way these characters were just nothing more than fodder and a vehicle by which Rey could display more ridiculous Rey powers. However, in my own headcanon, there's a lot to work with here, and I absolutely love the design of these characters. They harken back to the Emperor's Royal Guards from Return of the Jedi and throughout the saga. And if you look carefully, there's actually three different styles of Praetorian Guards. And the first one here is there's a pointy face guard, and then it tapers off to a point in the back. And then there's this sort of almost fencing style that reminds me very much of like an Olympic fencing helmet or a Japanese style helmet. And then there's this very sort of like Shinto style. It looks like my wife's Lee press-on fingernails, that red sort of dome over the helmet. But I really like it. It really kind of, I was watching Shogun, and it really reminded me of some of those designs from Shogun, the Japanese feudal design. And then of course the upper armor is awesome, and it flows down into these skirts. Now, my collection features 5 SH figure arts, which are very posable and really an improvement upon the Black Series. The Black Series is more or less a salt shaker. Here's one here. That's about all you can do with it. The arms have very limited articulation, and this particular skirt is a very thick, almost rubber, and it's hard to move the legs. But the SH figure arts, they flow a lot better. You can get past 90 degrees on the elbows, and so yeah, I'm that guy who actually built an SH figure arts Praetorian Guard shelf. You don't see too many of those, but I really like it. They also come with an array of weapons. Whether you collect the Black Series or the SH figure arts, there's multiple weapons that come with them. So here's like a very long, almost like a hatchet blade at the end of it. Here's a triangular style blade, like a sword almost. Then there's this sort of long, almost like, reminds me almost of something out of like Robin Hood or something. And then here is the whip, and then a couple of other blades. And then of course, the leader, or the lead Praetorian Guard, has this almost Darth Maul style double-bladed thing, which I sort of mimicked the pose there. But there's a lot of different display options with these guys. And like I said, that's the fun of collecting. Collecting isn't necessarily about, oh, I loved this movie or I hated that character, but a good design carries forward. You can make your own stories and your own displays with figures and characters that look cool. And I always thought these looked cool. So this might not be your cup of tea. I totally understand. This might not be your bag, but I like them. And also, I just want to take a moment to feature the Star Wars comics. This is my new thread for this particular shelf. The Star Wars comics are going to be featured in the backgrounds, as we've kind of seen already with these guys. And then, of course, the Sand Troopers. So I really like the way the vintage Star Wars comics, no matter what army or figures you put in front of it, they really tie each other into the saga, and so the highs and lows of the saga, here we are, kind of at a bottoming out point. But again, I think these figures are worthy of collecting. You can make your own stories and displays with them, and I think they're definitely worthy of displaying. So again, thank you so much for looking. We're going to continue on every Monday moving forward with comics, figures, displays. Stay tuned. I have a lot of more diorama content coming out this week. If you're a G.I. Joe fan, I've got a lot of G.I. Joe content coming out this week with some custom things. And again, shout out to Stone Mandalorian. He and I had so much fun on our first live stream. We're planning another one for September the 29th. And we look forward to doing another giveaway. We look forward to, and if you ask one of our co-subscribers, he received his prize the other day, the custom Mandalorian figure and diorama, and so we actually really do follow through on our promises. And please give Stone Mando a check. He's an awesome content creator. He does a lot of good videos, and he is going to attempt Very soon, he's going to attempt his own how-to diorama based on my series, so that ought to be cool to watch. Let's see him build a really awesome diorama. So stay tuned for that. And again, also shout out to my buddy on the GI Joe side of things, the Savage Land. He and I have been working together quite a bit on some custom figures and some ideas. And if you haven't had a chance to check him out, if you're into his type of content, GI Joe, you really got to see his table series. The table series is incredible. What he does, he's built this unbelievable army, and he features a lot of GI Joe and X-Men. So give him a shout out too. Stone Mando, Savage Land. Thank you so much